You basically just have to ask yourself, is spending money on things that I don't really need to impress people I don't really like more important than creating for yourself a life of meaning, abundance, and freedom?
Manifest the love, joy, and peace.
What's going on, y'all? Manifest Mitchell here. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you're new to my channel, I create videos all about crushing your goals, creating your dream life through financial independence, and of course, giving back to make the world a better place. If you haven't already, hit that like button, crush that subscribe button, turn on that bell for notifications, and let me know what you think in those comments below. All right, so real quick, before you start any kind of budget or spending habits, I would highly recommend asking yourself why you want to change your habits with money in the first place. For me, it's just about working hard and sacrificing a little bit now so that later down the road, I can have ultimate flexibility with the lifestyle of travel, owning a business that I enjoy, and giving back to the world. Now, if you don't really have any goals or ambitions and are okay with working a job for the rest of your life, never saving much money, and just enjoying a few of the creature comforts that life has to offer when you have the money for it, that's totally fine, and this video really isn't for you. I'm not sure why you really would have even clicked on this video in the first place. But if you want to maximize your income, minimize your expenses for the purposes of creating an abundant dream life for yourself, then come with me and let's dive right into the video. The goal of a minimalistic budget is to make things as simple, easy, and streamlined as possible, and where you're only spending money on things that add value to your life. This specific minimalistic budget that I've been using for about the last 2 or 3 years has allowed me to save literally thousands of dollars per month by keeping my costs to a minimum. I'm kind of to the point where I've developed my budget to have some room for fun and entertainment. However, I'm not just gonna completely cut my lifestyle down to nothing because I am in a good spot financially. I would say, unlike a lot of people in America, the biggest challenge to me of building wealth is not my expenses, but rather increasing my income. So keep in mind, budgeting is just half of the equation of income minus expenses to build wealth. So let me start with my budget for just my basic needs for survival. You got rent, groceries, gas, car insurance, cell phone, utilities, gym membership, personal care / haircuts, and renter's insurance. So this section is really just the baseline for what I truly need to survive to provide my basic needs: food, water, shelter, transportation, and utilities. The only thing here that pretty much everyone else will and should have is health insurance. I'm only 25 years old and still on my parents' health insurance. Next year, I'll have to find my own coverage. I've already been doing some research, and I'm estimating that good insurance will probably cost me about $150 per month. Regardless, I still do my best to keep my bills pretty minimal. Before I spend money on anything non-essential past my basic needs for survival, I make sure that I'm actively investing a good chunk of my income. Currently, I'm maxing out my Roth IRA as well as putting money in a separate brokerage account that I can use later for bigger purchases. I'm sort of in this overdrive saving mode right now because I'm about a year to 18 months away from paying cash for my first piece of real estate, which will be a nice chunk of land where I can eventually build my first home. So I'm only doing a few things in the stock market right now, and most of my savings just goes to cash because I have such a narrow window for when I'm gonna be purchasing property and need to use that money, and I don't wanna risk any fluctuations in the market. Now, I mentioned health insurance earlier, and once I'm actually paying for my own health insurance, I'm going to start an HSA or health savings account as another way to pay for my healthcare needs and build wealth tax-free at the same time. Once I know I'm making good, consistent investments, I move on to my non-necessity expenses. I would say I'm pretty disciplined with how I spend my money, and overall I'm just a saving type of person, and I actually get more joy from saving and investing money than I do spending it, but I'm also not one of these just complete penny pinching tightwads either. I do have lofty goals and ambitions, but I'm also trying to enjoy myself within reason relative to what my income is along the journey to building wealth. I spend some money on my girlfriend, I spend some money on myself, and then I have just some little subscription services like Spotify and Hulu. I call my personal guilt-free spending money my money. You know, you have to enjoy yourself within reason, and whenever I buy cool gadgets or drinks or something, I kind of just go I'm just kind of pulling it out of my fund. I mean, let's face it, you gotta have a small amount of money that you kind of just go with. Is even a verb? I mean, it's fine. Don't worry about it. But I will say that some months I will cut my personal spending down just a little bit if I'm feeling extra motivated or I want to hit my goals faster. But if I cut down the money I spend on my girlfriend, she'd probably leave me or just kill me. Eventually, these numbers will increase over time as I build more wealth and make more money. But like I said, I'm at the tail end of the process of buying my first piece of property, which I've been working towards for a couple of years now, so I'm pretty minimal with how I spend excess cash flow. As far as budgeting for vacations or saving up for extras, fortunately I'm at the point in my life where I can pretty much just pay cash for almost anything I want to do or things I want to have. I don't necessarily set money aside each month in a vacation fund or a new computer fund, but I rather indulge myself in these extras as I hit certain personal and financial goals. For example, at the end of July, we have a tax-free weekend here in Tennessee, and I'm planning on spending about $5K on a brand new computer and camera setup. I haven't really been saving aside for this for any amount of time. I do have the cash to pay for it, and you might be asking yourself, wait, he said he's trying to spend as little and save as much as possible. Well, I view this purchase as an investment in myself to make better content, save myself time from my current old and slow setup, and as a way to move my business forward. For vacations, I simply decide to take them when I hit financial goals or just as I see fit. I then decide a reasonable amount to spend where I'm taking nice, enjoyable trips, but not breaking the bank in the meantime. I've found this to be much more concise and less confusing than having 12 separate bank accounts for different savings goals. I hope this video gave you some insight into how I save money every month by using a minimalistic budget. At the end of the day, I really don't feel like I'm missing out on much by not spending my money on luxuries or pleasures because I'm making room for a life of abundance and living life on my own terms become a reality. I know that the sacrifice of resisting instant gratification right now will be worth it in the long run as I continue to build wealth and create the life of my dreams. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What does your budget look like? What do you splurge on when you want to enjoy yourself? What are you investing in? Where have you found ways to save the most money when you started to optimize your budget? All right, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.